Forget the storybooks, the shining armor, the noble quests to slay dragons. I want to tell you the real story of a knight. Not a king, not a legend, just a man. His story doesn't begin with a prophecy, but with a goodbye. At 7 years old, he's sent from home, not for adventure, but for servitude. He becomes a page in a nobleman's castle. His life is a blur of chores, polishing another man's armor until his fingers are raw. Running errands through cold, damp corridors and cleaning up after feasts, he'll never be invited to education. That's a luxury for the rich. His lessons are learned with a wooden sword in the courtyard. He learns the sting of a training master's switch. He learns how to fall from a horse without breaking his neck. He learns obedience. He learns silence. The soft comforts of childhood are stripped away, replaced by the hard floor he sleeps on and the constant gnawing feeling of being an outsider. At 14, he graduates, not to a grand ceremony, but to a heavier burden. He is now a squire, assigned to a single knight. This is the true apprenticeship of war. His duties are relentless. He must know his knight's armor piece by piece, how to mend its leather straps, and how to hammer out its dents. He's the first to rise and the last to sleep, caring for the horses, sharpening the blades, and packing the supplies for a campaign. And then comes the battle. This is where the romantic tales truly die. He doesn't ride at the front. He follows, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. He sees what the songs leave out, the chaos, the mud, the screams. His job isn't to fight for glory, but to survive and to serve. He learns to pull his wounded knight from the crush of bodies, the dead weight a terrifying reminder of his own mortality. He digs shallow graves for friends, fellow squires who weren't as lucky. He learns to grieve quickly, silently, because war doesn't wait for sorrow. The boy he was is gone, hammered into a young man forged in fear and duty. If he survives, if he proves his worth, his day comes. Round 21, he is deemed ready. The ceremony of knighthood begins not with a feast, but with a vigil. He spends an entire night alone in a cold chapel, kneeling in prayer. He reflects on the life he's lived and the vows he is about to take. It's a solemn, sleepless passage. The next day, exhausted and humbled, he kneels. The tap of a sword on his shoulders isn't a prize. It's the transfer of immense weight. He is a knight. He receives his own armor, his own weapons, his own squire, a young boy with the same fearful eyes he once had. Now, let's talk about that armor. It's not a glorious second skin. It's a prison of steel. A full suit can weigh over 50 pounds, and in the summer sun, it becomes an oven. His vision is reduced to a narrow slit. Every movement is an effort. Just wearing it is an act of endurance, and it requires constant maintenance. Rust is the enemy. A single neglected buckle can mean death in battle. His weapons aren't jeweled artifacts. They are brutal, practical tools. The lance for the charge, the sword for the close fight, the mace for crushing helmets. Each has a grim purpose, and battle itself. It's a sensory nightmare. The sound is a deafening roar of metal on metal, of horses screaming, of men dying. The smell is iron and sweat and blood. There's no elegant choreography. It's a chaotic, desperate struggle in the mud. You don't see the enemy's face. Do you see a wall of shields and steel points? Survival is a matter of instinct, luck, and the strength of the man next to you. What about chivalry? That famous code of honor, of protecting the weak and serving justice? It's an ideal, a beautiful poem recited in halls far from the battlefield. The reality is that a knight is a soldier. He follows orders. Sometimes those orders are to pillage a village that couldn't pay its taxes, or to put a surrendered garrison to the sword. Ransom is the currency of war, not mercy. A captured noble is worth a fortune. A common foot soldier is worth nothing. True chivalry, if it exists at all, isn't found in grand gestures. It's found in the small, unseen moments, sharing your rations with a hungry squire, offering a water skin to a fallen enemy, or showing a moment of kindness to a peasant when no one is looking. These are the acts that weigh on a man's soul. Life isn't all war. Between campaigns, he is a lord, a manager of a small piece of land. He's not just a warrior, he's an administrator. He settles disputes between tenants, oversees the harvest, and collects taxes. It's a different kind of battle, one fought with ledgers and local politics. His days are filled with the mundane reality of lordship. His nights are sometimes filled with quiet moments, a song by the fire, the laughter of his children, the warmth of a shared meal. But they are also filled with the ghosts of his past. The chronic pain from old injuries, the faces of the men he killed, the weight of the decisions he made. Then there are the tournaments. These are not just games. They are a spectacle, a business, and a political stage. They are also incredibly dangerous. A splintered lance can be just as deadly as a sword in battle. Men are crippled and killed for sport, but tournaments are also a path to fame and fortune. A skilled knight can win prizes, attract a wealthy patron, and build his reputation. It's a heady mix of glory, greed, and mortal risk. Behind the colorful banners and cheering crowds lies the same cold calculation of combat. Years pass, the knight grows old. His joints ache, his scars tell stories he'd rather forget. The world is changing. New weapons, longbows that pierce armor, cannons that crumble castle walls. Gunpowder that makes a mockery of a cavalry charger, making him obsolete. Professional armies paid in coin are replacing the feudal system of service. His armor begins to gather dust. His counsel is sought for ceremony, not for strategy. He watches a new world being born, a world that has less and less room for him. But in this quiet twilight, he finds a different kind of peace. The fire of youth has cooled to a warm ember of memory. He has endured. He has served. He has upheld his duty as best he could in a brutal world. He takes down his old sword, no longer a weapon of war, but a symbol. He passes it to his son, not to continue a legacy of fighting, but to remember a legacy of service. The true story of a knight isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about getting up every morning and putting on the armor. It's both real and metaphorical, and trying to be a decent man in indecent times. His real legacy isn't written in songs or carved in stone. It's found in the quiet choices he made, the silent burdens he carried, and the simple fact that he never ever gave up. Thanks for watching. This story gave you a new perspective on history. Consider subscribing for more journeys into the past. See you next time.